Eating clean has been criminally overcomplicated. Years of nutrition advice on YouTube only to have one side of the planet say you should go vegan and the other saying you should only eat meat. In a hazy fog, this video is finally here to answer all of your questions. So, how should you actually go about eating clean as a beginner? Why listen to me? I've been weightlifting for like half a decade now. I am a competitive Muay Thai fighter. I've been on a major weight loss journey myself. I run a YouTube channel and have optimized my diet for brain function before, and we have a shared intention. You and I both benefit from this information. So there's three key principles. There's the basics that we're going to go over, mindset, which is definitely the most important, and then I'll give you, the basic generic foods that you're going to find in most other people's videos that make content similar to this. So here are the basics. Why should you even eat clean? So better physical health, you'll feel better, you'll be stronger, you'll have better sleep quality, less acne, lose weight, gain muscle easier, become more attractive, and gain status, right? That's kind of like the only reason we do anything in life, right? Better mental health, less brain fog, reduced anxiety, depression, more motivation, and overall more mental energy. And now the real reason. We just want to look big for girls, and girls want to look pretty to find a killer boyfriend and reproduce. Basically, all of human motivation summed up in one sentence, right? That's kind of like why we do everything, correct? Let's get on to calories. This is another basic that you must understand, and you have to make sure that your calories are on point with almost every diet. Even if you eat clean, if you're obese, you're still going to be less healthy than if you ate more junk food and were of a normal weight. There's very many nuances to this, but try not to fall for any of the new age healthy at every size propaganda. It's just not true, and there's been countless studies done on this and proven that it's just not the way the world works. So mindset, the most important part. You kind of already know what's clean and what's not. The hardest part of almost every diet is just the psychological and mental part. We all know what's healthy and what's unhealthy. You can clearly tell what unhealthy and healthy food is. We just tend to lack self-control as people. Now, the best way to change behaviors quickly is to reprogram ourselves psychologically. All high-level athletes do this, and I have used this technique as well. Most people tend to use food as emotional regulation. So just think to a time where you were stressed or sad and really relive that moment in your life and just really think, did you in that moment specifically crave more or less junk food? Because I know I typically would crave more if I'm feeling sad, anxious, or stressed. So you just have to remember that fixing your mental health is key. Now let's get on to the foods. So try to stick to whole foods. Whole foods have the best micronutrient profiles, which just means like the most vitamins and minerals per calorie amount. A lot of people first getting into dieting, and I've seen this more within the fitness industry, will focus on macros. So they'll tend to eat a lot of random foods that would fill them up just so they can lose, or like if they're gaining weight, they eat a lot of junk food just to get the calories in. But you got to remember that micronutrients are just as important as the macros, so don't even try to disregard whole foods. Now, most whole foods are also low in calories, and you're not going to really binge on them. When you eat a good healthy meal, do you really want more food, or are you quite satiated? Now, lastly, they're typically cheap compared to most health foods that are sold within grocery stores, such as like protein bars or various protein alternatives. Whole foods will be far cheaper, and they'll have a far better micro and macronutrient profile. Here on screen, you'll be able to see what I tend to eat day to day. We'll go over all of this. Maybe you can take some inspiration from it, but let's get on to that now. So onto my phone here, this is basically everything that I'd have for lunch. I have some cottage cheese here as a snack. I personally enjoy it, although I do not know how any normal person would eat this thing raw with nothing else. And then I have some vegetables, some rice, and some beef, and that's just basically going to be my lunch for the rest of the day. Now, I eat this all in one sitting because I have a big ass stomach, but you could basically cook this and like eat it for the rest of the day. So I finished the cottage cheese, and then I went to go fill up some water in my pot. I let the water boil, put some salt in it just to taste, and I added 250 grams of rice. I added some oil onto the pan. I recommend spraying it if you're trying to lower the calories and just avoid the unnecessary fat if you're cutting. I then added the beef to the pan, started cooking it, mixed it up, and then I added some seasoning to it because, well, without it, it tastes awful. In the time while the beef was cooking, I mixed up the water. I added the vegetable mix. Honestly, yo guys, like don't even buy your own vegetables, just buy a vegetable mix that's already frozen. It's so much easier. I added the vegetables to the beef, mixed it up, and after about 18 minutes, I poured out the water from the rice and then just put the rice within the vegetable mix, and I just cooked it all at once, and this is kind of what you get. All the calories will be on screen. You can use this as inspiration. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but hey, it gets the job done, and this is typically what I would eat every single day. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.